And when you're up there and you get a chance to look at the Earth and admire its beauty, did it change how you felt about the way that humanity was treating the Earth? Did it change?
Yeah, of course.
Does it make you sad when, whether we're looking at the greenhouse gases or whether we're looking at, the global warming and stuff like that? Does it make you sad when you're up there to think about the fact that we're doing this to our own planet, and or does it make you angry?
Both.
Okay.
I mean, like I said before, we look absolutely ridiculous from space. The way we treat our planet, the way we treat each other, all the things that we think are so important that we fight over, all of that stuff looks absolutely ridiculous from space. So what is really obvious from space is that we're living a lie. And you don't have to be in space to realize that we live on a planet of finite resources, and we need to do something to reduce the rate at which we're using up non-renewable resources and pumping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere and everything else. Every single person that I know that has ever been to space says the same thing. You will not believe how thin the atmosphere is when you get there. And when I got to space for the first time, that was the big thing that hit me right away on the first day was, oh my goodness, look at the atmosphere. I can't believe how thin it is. And that's after 7 years of hearing crew after crew after crew come back from space and all the first time flyers going, you're not going to believe how thin the atmosphere is. And that's a really scary thing to see, because when you look up at the sky from the ground, it's the big blue sky. It goes on forever. And when you go and you see it from space, it's this paper thin layer that's hugging the Earth, and it looks like a little breeze can come and blow it away. And that little paper thin layer keeps every living thing on the planet alive. And so it's very obvious that humans could fill that thing up quite easily, and we do. I remember seeing forest fires on the sub-Saharan African continent and seeing the smoke engulfing the entire continent up to the limits of the atmosphere. I mean, it's obvious we could do that. That was forest fires in this case, but you can do the same thing with industrial pollution or whatever other means.
Do you think that the way that the world is run, though, with our political leaders and stuff, do you think we'll ever get a handle on it, or do you think it will have to get into such a bad state, almost to a massive crisis that nobody can avoid or hide from, before we do what we need to do?
That's a really good question, and one of the outcomes I hope from COVID-19 is that nudges us in that direction, because we are paying a horrible, terrible price with COVID-19, and we're going to pay that price regardless of whether or not we get a benefit from it. But we have an opportunity to get a benefit from the price that we're already paying. And that benefit is to come out the other side of COVID-19 stronger, more unified, more resilient, better equipped to deal with other crises that come at us. Because for the first time in human history, it is undeniable that we are facing an existential threat together. I mean, we have lots of other existential threats, but none of them as undeniable as COVID-19. Literally every person on the planet is affected in one way or another from COVID-19. And so now, for the first time in history, this saying, we're all in this together, we're all in the same boat, whatever cliche you want to use, is undeniably true. And so this could be our wake-up call. This could be our call to action. You said, do things have to get really bad? Things are really bad. Things are really terrible right now, and they're getting worse. And so, are we going to make the right choice? I don't know, but we are at a pivotal point in human history right now. I think we are at the inflection point between two human epochs. The old human epoch was a two-dimensional epoch founded on the two-dimensional us versus them mindset of competition and conquest and unrestricted growth and blind independence and businesses that operate in a solely self-serving vacuum and all of those things, which brought us to this point. They have, in some respects, served us in the past. That mindset is no longer serving us. So I think we're at an inflection point for a new human epoch, where blind independence is replaced with a profound understanding of our interdependence, where businesses are not seen as discrete entities operating in a self-serving vacuum, but they're seen as interdependent nodes in a fabric of prosperity where everyone has the opportunity to live a good life in harmony with each other and in harmony with the planet, where businesses exist first and foremost to serve the needs of civilization and society, not the other way around. So we've got everything backwards, right? We need to flip it. And so we're at this pivotal point. And I like to think that the inflection point came on December 24th, 1968, the day that we took that Apollo 8 took that amazing photo, Earthrise, and we realized the truth of who we have always been. One human family with a common origin, and now we have a deep awareness of our shared destiny, right? And we didn't always think that way, but now this gave us a new guidepost. It gave us a new map. We saw that the territory had changed, and now we needed a new map, as opposed to those two-dimensional, color maps in classrooms around the world. So we really do need to enter into a new human epoch. We really need to change the way we do business. And what that's going to take, frankly, is for us to realize that we are part of something larger than ourselves.
So if you want to get more episodes of the Spencer Lodge podcast, of course, you can click over there. That's no problem at all, and you'll get other episodes. But what you could do is the better thing, take my word for it. Click there, that one there, click there, and then you can subscribe, and you can make sure that every single time I produce content on my podcast, you get it first. So go ahead, click it over there. Do it now.